Hey friends, today I thought I would share with you how to make some beautiful flower arrangements for your spring and Easter decor. So thank you for joining me today, and let me share with you these arrangements. Friends, I'm so excited to get started today and share with you how I'm going to make this beautiful flower arrangement. Now you can see the one I have in the back. That's one I made for my buffet, and so I want to make something that complements that arrangement. So I've got this basket, I've got some greenery, I've got the same tulips I used in that arrangement right there. I'm going to use in this basket. And I picked up these gorgeous flowers at Aldi's. Can you even believe? They're so pretty. And then I picked up these at Hobby Lobby, and I just wanted to bring in that little touch of blue. Friends, I'm also going to use this really pretty rabbit inside this basket as well. Now, let me share with you some of the flowers I saw at Aldi's today. These bunches were $3.99 and they had several stems in one, but I should have grabbed a couple. But let's get started making this basket. Now, to fill this up, you could use styrofoam, but that was going to take a lot. So I'm just going to stick in a towel. I think this is going to work absolutely perfectly. The only problem is you can see that towel through the basket. So I've got this packing material that came with some of the things I had ordered. So always save your packing material because this is going to be perfect to camouflage this towel. So I'm just going to wrap this all the way around, and hopefully you won't be able to see any of this towel. Okay friends, I think this is going to work perfectly. Now, to build this arrangement, what I want to do is add in a jar or some kind of vase. I have this jar, and so I'm just going to stick it in the side of this so that when I build my flower arrangement, those stems can go inside this jar, and that way it'll stay perfectly. If you didn't want to do this, again, you could use styrofoam, but I just thought it was going to take a lot, and I was trying to do this on a budget, and I thought this would work perfect. Now, to cover up the towel on the top, I'm going to go ahead and lay in some more of this packing material. I love this stuff. I think it looks natural. I love it. And so we're going to go with that. So my plan is to make the flowers come off of one side. So I think the best way to do that, I'm going to layer in lots of greenery. This was $4.99 at Hobby Lobby. Again, it was 40% off. But I'm not cutting them. I'm just sticking the whole thing in. I'm trying to lay it out so that I can add a few more things inside. And I'm doing this so that when I go to stick my floral pieces in, it's really going to hold it and make it stay. So I've got this gorgeous fern. I think this came from Michael's several years ago, but I love this one. It's really full. And then I have these eucalyptus stems. I got these from Amazon. I will have them linked in the description below. These are so wonderful because you can bend the stem any way you want to, and they work perfectly. And you know, I was influenced by these as well. My friend Liz at Tradition by the Season she uses these all the time, and they really are some of the best stems that you can get. So anyway, if you're interested, I will have them linked for y'all. I love using these. You can manipulate them any way you want, and I think that is absolutely perfect when you're decorating. So now that I've got my greenery in place, now we can start building with some of the flowers. So here are the cabbage roses that I picked up from Aldi's. I think they are so gorgeous. I wish I would have grabbed a couple of more. I really don't know why I didn't. I'll have to go back and hopefully get some, but they were $3.99 for this bunch. And I love this peach color. I was really wanting to tie something in that is going to match what I have going on in the other arrangement that is on my buffet. So they're not the same, but they complement each other, and these flowers are so beautiful. I was just so impressed with them. Like I said, I need to go back and grab a few more. Okay, now that I have those in place, I'm just going to start tucking in these tulips. Now I do have so much greenery in here, it's a little hard to get my tulips in the places I want them, but eventually I do. Just work with it. I mean, it really works out that it's so tight in that jar that I don't have a lot of room for these to like move around, and that's really the goal. So when you're trying to choose a vase, make sure or a jar, make sure that the opening of it is not really wide. The wider the opening is, the harder it is to fill that. You know, you're gonna have to have a lot more flowers or a lot more greenery. So mine was it wasn't super small, but it wasn't super large. It was kind of in between, and it's gonna work out perfect for me to add in these flowers, and I just really love how this is coming together. So if you're making an arrangement like I am, I'm making this for my dining room table actually, and I want to make sure I have stems on the back. Now I really need a few more, so again, I'll probably go to Aldi's and get another cabbage rose to put in the back. I just think that would be the prettiest. So I will do that, but just remember, if you're making an arrangement, make sure you put flowers on all sides, especially if it's going to show. So now that I have all my flowers in place, I'm going to grab these little filler flowers, which are the blue ones. I got these at Hobby Lobby. They were 40% off. And so I cut them off of the stem, and I'm just going to take those and just place them around. Now, you can always manipulate these and bend them the way that you want them. It kind of makes them look more realistic. So I'm just going to bend these stems a little bit, make them go the directions I want, and just place them all around. Friends, I really love the way this is all coming together. So I want to add a little bit of a balance to the other side. Now I will tell you, I did go to Hobby Lobby today. I wanted to grab some Spanish moss, no, some reindeer moss, and they didn't have any in the store. They only had like the chartreuse, and I wanted more of a darker green. So I'm going to have to look for some someplace else. So I'm not going to get to cover the top of this with the moss, but that's okay. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, and I think it's going to work out perfectly. Okay, now let's add a little balance, like I said, to the other side. I'm going to take one more stem of the eucalyptus. I'm going to run it around the rim of the basket and kind of tuck it down in there where the towel is. And then since these stems are so bendable, I'm able to manipulate these eucalyptus stems in the direction I want them to go. And I'm going to show you, you can just kind of wrap them around the basket. I just think these are amazing. So again, if you're looking for something like this, I hope you'll go over and check them out. I don't think you will be disappointed in them at all. They're such a wonderful stem. So now that I have this in place like I like, let's add in that bunny. And since I have that towel there, he should set pretty level. Now, again, if you wanted this to be a little more secure, you could always add a charger inside or a plate or something on top so that it would have more of a flat surface. But I think mine is going to set just fine, so I'm going to prop him up right there. Now again, I wish I would have gotten the moss to go around the edges, but since I don't, I think what I'm going to use is going to work out just fine. I do have some eggs and I do have some of these stones that are covered with moss. I will have these linked for you as well below if you're interested. I love using these throughout my home during the spring season. I think they're so pretty. So I'm just going to tuck some around the basket. I only have 3, so I'm going to tuck them around and I think that will work. And then I'm just going to fill in the other spaces with these Easter eggs. Now I know this maybe lends a little more to Easter. If you're not ready to decorate for Easter just yet, definitely just leave this out and you can always add in the moss, and I think that would look really pretty. Okay friends, tell me what you think, but I absolutely love the way this has come together, and I think it absolutely complements my other bouquet perfectly. To finish this look off, I'm just going to take this gorgeous satin ribbon and tie a bow. And I think that really does complete the look of this basket. Again, I just love the way it turned out. You'll have to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. So I want to share one more arrangement with you, and this is a sweet metal bucket that my brother gave me one year. And so I love styling it. I love the color of it. It's just so pretty. I got these gorgeous daffodils at Walmart this year, and I have one set or a couple of sets that are like that. I took some of them apart so I could use them that way. I've got some tulips that are really old. These used to be white tulips. They've turned to a buttercream. Thank you, Leslie, for that comment last year, because now I always think of that. And then I've got a few other flowers. But again, I'm just going to start off by adding in a fern, and that way I don't have to add anything else, because I'm going to be able to nestle all these flowers in, and this fern is going to keep them in place. But again, if you want to add some styrofoam, do that. I know that will make your flowers stay in place without moving at all. Friends, so the first thing I'm really going to do is just layer in one set of these flowers. And again, I'm just using these daffodils. They came from Walmart. They are the real touch. I just think they're so pretty. I just love daffodils. Now I've got this bunch. This came from Michael's, and I'm just going to tuck it off to one side. So the last flower I'm going to add in here are these beautiful tulips, and I love mixing these spring flowers. I just think they're so pretty together. I love using a lot of this white in with the yellow. I just think it's really pretty, and so it was so simple, but yet turns out just beautiful. So friends, don't be afraid to try arranging flowers, because it really is so simple. You really can't mess it up. If you don't like what you've done, you can just redo it. It's no big deal, but this saves you a ton of money. And I love repurposing these flowers again and again. There's no limit to the way you can style them, so just keep that in mind. Don't think that you can't do this, because it really is really simple. Friends, I really love the way this one turned out as well, and I can't wait to share with you where I'm going to style this in my home in the upcoming videos. So I hope you'll stay tuned. And friends, if you haven't subscribed, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. If you like this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up, a like, and a share. It really does help our channel, and we just can't thank you enough for all that you do for us. Friends, I love the way these two arrangements complement each other. If you missed how I made this one right here, I will leave that video in the description below for you as well. That way you can go watch that one. It was a really good one, and I share with you how I style my buffet using the blue and this beautiful coral color. I just think it's so pretty. So again, if you've missed that video, I will have it linked in the description below. But friends, let's go ahead and take this arrangement and style it on my table. So I want to keep it simple, but I want to add a tray. It's the first thing I'm going to do. And this is one that I thrifted. I think it's so pretty. And then I'm going to add in this gorgeous wreath. This is from Amazon. I got it last year. And so it's got the eucalyptus, so I think this is going to tie together perfectly. I actually had bought another wreath that I'd planned to use on my table, but the color scheme does not go, and I just love what I'm doing, so I'm decided I would use this eucalyptus wreath. I think this is really pretty. I'm just sitting the basket right in the center, and I think that is so pretty. The only other thing that I'm going to do is take a couple of those eucalyptus stems and add around the sides. Friends, the last touch is just going to add in this other little bunny. I'm going to tuck him off to the side, and that completes my look for my dining room table. Friends, thank you so much for being here and watching, and I hope you'll come back and watch, because I'm going to share the rest of my home and how I have it decorated, and I'm also going to share with you my sister's home. So friends, again, thank you for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you, and before I go, I just want to share with you this beautiful Bible verse. Friends, this is my favorite Bible verse. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not evil, to give you a future and a hope." Jeremiah 29:11. Friends, this verse has comforted me so many times in my life, and I pray that you will always remember how much God loves you and that He has great plans in store for your life. Friends, thank you for being here. Again, we appreciate you so very much, and we look forward to seeing the next one. Bye, y'all.